regresso do PokerStars European Poker Tour a Vilamoura atraiu muitas estrelas do póquer mundial e a Team PokerStars Pro marcou presença em força. Desta vez uma das suas maiores estrelas não quis deixar de comparecer a Vilamoura. Daniel Negreanu está por cá para participar neste torneio e também no evento Fairwares and Felds, um evento que mistura póquer e golfe. Como não podia deixar de ser o PokerPT.com, não podia deixar escapar esta oportunidade de conversar com esta estrela do póquer mundial e por isso mesmo estivemos à conversa cerca de 10 minutos com Daniel Negreanu. Aproveitem a entrevista e desfrutem da companhia de Daniel Negreanu. One of our last interviews with you talked about doing exercise, healthy food. Have you been doing that? Does it change your ways on the table?
Very much. Before the World Series started, I tried what's called the P90X. It's a 90-day program. I got through 9 weeks of it, and I lost like 12 pounds in the first 6 weeks, and I got stronger too. I couldn't do one chin-up, and then after like a month, I could do like 4 or 5. So I got stronger. Now I'm in Portugal. I'm going to eat good, have some drinks, and sort of take a vacation from it. But I think it's important to be physically fit, especially when you're like mid-30s. When you're 22 years old, you can eat whatever you want. But when you get older, I mean, eat whatever you want, and you're just going to balloon up.
So we know you're a ice hockey fan. How was the last season of hockey and your bets around? Kako was really curious about that.
Yeah. They didn't go, usually I've actually, this is the first year I ever lost money betting hockey, because usually I win, but I didn't have as much time to spend on it, and I only bet the playoffs, and I did miserably. I mean, it was like everything that could go wrong was like, wow, okay, let me bet them, and the other side will win. So that didn't go as well as expected, but next year, I'm determined. I'm going to probably bet a little more hockey and risk a little more money. So I'll probably put in my blog who I'm betting in case you want to lose money with me.
Your favorite team? Your favorite team is?
My favorite team now in hockey, I don't really have one. I grew up in Toronto, but I had to abandon that team because of the decisions they make. They make me vomit. So I'm a hockey fan in general. I don't really have a favorite team.
Just the sports.
Yeah.
Okay, the World Series just finished a month ago. How was that for you? The 2 months was a bit quiet for you?
Well, I had 4 cashes, a couple deep runs in the 2-6 max events, and then also an 8th place in the single draw. But overall, I expect to do better than that every year that I play. I think some people would be happy with the World Series that I had, but I have high goals, and I didn't win one, which was one of the goals. But I felt like I played pretty well, and I had a lot of things going on in my personal life at the same time that I had to deal with that I felt like I'm very proud of my accomplishment considering. I don't think a lot of people could have done as well as I did considering what I had going on.
So the World Cup of Poker 2007 in Barcelona. You played against 2 Portuguese players that are now Team PokerStars Pro. Do you remember any of them?
Back then, I think that day when we played the World Cup, I had a little bit too much cerveza. No, I'm just kidding. I remember them a little bit, but I don't remember a lot of the hands and stuff because I didn't get to play the whole time. It was, it was a mixed event, so you're watching some of your teammates playing things like that. But I'm glad to have them on the team.
They're good people. You'll meet them. So Barcelona is one of your favorite EPT destinations. So do we stand a chance? Are we growing on you?
Yes, this is only like my first day, and I haven't even had a full one yet. But so far, I'm liking what I see here. This could take over as my #1 destination. Let's see how the week goes. It depends where you take me and show me around and stuff like that. It's very, very important. Otherwise, you have to represent your country here and show me around properly.
I have my nose.
Yeah.
You've been around the EPTs for a while. What do you think it's the biggest change like since season 1 till now?
Well, I think one of the key things is that we focus more on really unique experiences. Like the Snowfest. We're used to these hot tropical places. Well, we had skiing, and then also adding the Portugal event. It's another tropical environment. Always thinking about different, not the same old, same old. So I think now what we see is a more diverse group of events that cover all of Europe, and it's not just central to the same spots.
So how do you see the legalization of poker in the United States and in Europe, like the closed markets that are growing in Europe?
Well, I think, I'm being optimistic because I think recently there was a bill that passed in the U.S. Who knows, that could be a step towards it getting regulated in the next few years. As far as what's happening in Europe, there's some good and bad because I think some of the governments are thinking, okay, well, we'll just keep it to our country. And that's not necessarily good for poker's growth because you want to make sure it's a global game where people can play from all different places with each other. And that's one of the allures of it. So that wouldn't be a good step if that were to happen, But overall, I think we're closer. We're going to get closer and closer. I mean, they have to realize eventually, governments have to realize there's all this money they can make by taxing. They'd be foolish not to take it.
We leave 30% in Vegas, when we won something at the World Series. It's really bad.
Yeah, I know how to get it back.
Portugal can do it. So, is golf one of the main reasons you came to Portugal?
Well, I did see the golf event, and I thought, it's not about the money. It just sounds like a fun event. I've always liked the idea of a golf poker event, so that did help make the decision. But at the same time, the World Series, I had my, time off from that, and I'm ready to get back to work. Okay, so there's a big month ahead in Europe, and I wanted to start off here, just kind of by myself, and just get back into tournament poker.
Why do so many players like golf? Poker players like golf?
Because I think there's a lot of similarities, because with golf there is a little bit of luck as well. But the bottom line is you have to have focus, and you can't go on tilt, and you have to be good under pressure. And if you have a putt that's worth $100,000 and it's a 4-foot putt, it's all on you. If you screw up and you choke, you're going to lose that money. And I love that kind of pressure. I live for that kind of pressure. And with poker, sometimes, you have pocket aces, you get all in, you lose. Nothing you can do. With golf, it's usually on you.
Nice. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Where do I see myself in 10 years? I see myself, I'm hoping. I see myself with a couple kids, maybe a wife. Who knows? Right, I had one before. Hey, Lori. She's cool. We're friends. So, I could see myself married, have kids, and, still travel and just kind of enjoy life. Still be competitive. I don't think I'll ever stop. I think, I admire someone like Doyle Brunson, who's 77 years old, and he still plays with the best players in the world and try to compete. And if I could do that, even remotely close to what he did, I'd be proud of myself.
But do you think that at some point poker will just be a hobby, or will be something major for your whole life?
It's kind of like a hobby now, but it's a hobby that I'm always going to be competitive about and always want to, be the best I can at. And recently I've been playing more online to see if I can beat the young kids, and I've been doing really well, so I'm excited about that. And it's been a new challenge for me. There's always going to be things where people second guess you and say, oh, he's no good anymore. I love hearing that stuff. I know it's sick, but when I hear people say, oh, Negreanu, he used to be good, he's not good anymore, he's finished, I'm like, really? And then I just want to prove it. Not just to them, but to myself.
I see it. You were talking about the young kids. Do you think that they are famous now, or they will keep their level through the end of times?
The bottom line is, the younger kids are always going to be better and better. Okay? And if you're older and you played poker 10, 15 years ago, and you don't acknowledge that, and you don't realize, and you don't adjust your game to learn how they're playing, they're going to destroy you. It's simple as that. You have to make adjustments, you have to learn, because the game evolves. The way poker was played 10, 15 years ago, for example, there was things I did 10 years ago, nobody did. Now everyone does it. My bet sizing and my raising and all that, no one used to do what I did. And people laughed at me back then. Now everyone sees that that's the right way to do it. So that's going to continue to happen. People are going to continue to try to perfect the game and get better and better. And there's younger and younger kids playing. So if you don't always continue to improve, you're going to just suck.
So you still have time to study a lot of poker.
Well, the great thing about that is, you can do it on the internet. So I've been playing a lot against the best players online, just in No Limit Hold'em, and I've gotten so much better in 6 months just doing that. I started off winning, then losing, and then I went on a nice streak, and now I'm up pretty good, which shocks a lot of people, because no one thought I'd have a chance to beat them. But so far, I've been beating them, and we'll see. It's only 12,000 hands I've played, but if after 50,000 hands I'm still ahead, that's something to brag about.
Nice. Do you still enjoy playing poker online, and do you still have the thrill to play live poker?
It depends what. If I'm playing in a big tournament like an EPT or the World Series of Poker, I can always get up for that. If it's the big game, I can play, I can always get up for that. If it's something like, the big games online too now that I have this new thirst for, yes. But if I was just going to play like small limit poker, that's kind of boring. It would be like, Michael Jordan just playing basketball for fun, Not that I'm Michael Jordan. Just
Nice. So what was the last movie you saw?
The last movie I saw, oh my gosh, I just saw the Hot Tub Time Machine.
Oh, I've seen that.
It was a silly, stupid movie, but it was kind of funny. I liked some of the scenes.
Yeah, I laughed a lot.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
And which one is your favorite band?
My favorite band? Well, I would say that I'm old school. I like Bob Marley and the Wailers. I don't know anyone that's ever listened to that and says, that sucks. Everyone loves Bob. I agree.
Favorite song?
Redemption songs.
Oh,
You know that one?
Yeah,
Oh, pirates, yes, they rabbi. There's actually I might get a tattoo with the it says emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. I saw a girl with a tattoo like that, and I wanted it.
I wanted that.
Yeah.
That's nice. What would you like to eat right now?
What do I want to eat? I'm so hungry. I would love to tell you the truth. My assistant Patty cooks like the best vegan food ever. I'd love to have one of her vegan like seitan shish kebabs with some veggies. Oh, now I'm getting hungry, and a little kale salad, something like that. Probably
Spring
stuffed
patty
it.
here, right?
Yes, yes, exactly.
And which one is the best casino in the world for you?
Actually, to me, the one that makes the most sense and is the most practical is the Commerce Casino. It's huge, and everything's set. I'm very practical. I don't care about the pretty, lights and stuff like that. I want it to be all to make sense. And the Commerce is very, very practical.
And the best city you've ever been to?
Best city I've ever been to.
You travel a lot.
You're putting me on the spot with this one. Well, it could be Vilamoura, but we don't know yet because I've only been here a day. But Barcelona is the one that I always remember as being a really cool experience when I went there.
You're going to be in the EPT, Barcelona?
Yeah, I haven't missed it since I went the first time.
So, I think we're done. Thank you so much.
You got it, no sweat.
E foi com muito boa disposição que terminou esta entrevista com Daniel Negreanu. Foi muito bom estar perto de uma estrela do póquer mundial e saber que, tal como nós, aproveita para ver uns filmezinhos de vez em quando. Agora deixamos de Grande em paz porque ele tem que participar no dia 1B do Poker Stars European Poker Tour. Espero que tenham gostado da entrevista e esperem por muitas mais da parte do PokerPT.com.